Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all glory, honor, praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Alright. Just finna get into this quick lesson. Alright, on being circumspect, in these evil days that we're in. Alright? Because obviously it's getting worse and worse and worse, throughout time. Alright? And it ain't gonna get better until, Yahweh Shai come down, So, hey, be circumspect out here, That's what the elders, is pushing, And yeah, hey, because you see what's going on. Hey, niggas, hey, a nigga will kill you, for no reason out here, That's the time that we're living in, all right? So you be we gotta be circumspect, of, these people out here, And just like the brothers were saying, pray before you leave the house, And that's pray before you leave the house, bless, anoint yourself, And Lord willing, I might get into that in number 6 chapter, But this is Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. All right? So, yeah, man. You're out here walking circumspectly, all right? Going into, like a circle, 360, all right? So all around, And then spectate, look, all right? So, hey, constantly, literally look around, even, we're paying attention to all the things that's going on with these wars, all right? But, literally, you walking outside, being out in public, hey, you're literally watching all around, all right? Because, hey, people got demons on them out here, all right? So yeah, man, it says not as fools, but as wise, all right? What is a wise man? A wise man, he knows that, he knows that we're in, prophetic times, He understands that we're in evil days, all right? So guess what? He's not out here being a fool. What would a fool be doing, all in, just like the other was saying, la la land, all right? La la land in public and shit. All on your phone, in public. All right, just face all dug into your phone in public. And somebody could just run up on you, All right? So, hey, that's what a fool would do, all right? But us, the wise, understanding the times that we're in, guess what? We're not doing that, all right? And if you, we are, hey, just do better, All right? So yeah, redeeming the time because the days are evil, all right? Making best of the time that we got, when we're not out, in public, hey, you're doing, you're working, all right? So what? The Lord can, deliver you from these troubles that's about to come upon this earth, because it's about to get way worse than it is right now, because, hey, niggas is dying by the masses out here now, Is there every day, you hear about somebody dying by, somebody getting stabbed, getting ran over, getting shot, all right? And guess what? It's going to get way worse than this, all right? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, all right? And the will of the Lord is to let America, to let America, the morals of these people, to just go lower and lower and lower to the point where you see it. They'll kill you on the spot, without no hesitation. All right. That don't even look like they will kill. All right, will kill. That's how evil it is now. All right, that's a spirit that's being pushed out here by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, the sword himself. All right, because Esau Edom, so-called white man. The Lord likened him unto a sword. All right. The sword himself is pushing out his own vibration of just death. And guess what? These niggas are eating it up. All right. So understand this, understand what the will of the Lord is. All right. That the Lord is not, creating, America to be a safe place for us. Nah, this is the evil. We're around evil people. All right. So guess what? You walk circumspectly. You pray before you go out. Go out to the public. This is Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. So yeah, iniquity, sin upon sin, and that's being pushed here. All right, it's being done here in America. All right, so because of sin just ramping up over here, everybody's sinning around this motherfucker. So guess what? The love of many shall wax cold. All right, let's get that word cold real quick. Cause matter of fact, Salakia. Let me start at verse 3. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So the disciples, they was inquiring of Yahushua, like, hey, how are we going to know that, what's going to be the signs that you're on your way? That the current, rulership that we're in, is about to, fall. All right. So, and then verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. All right. So Yahushua is about to give his answers. All right. And then verse 12 again. And because iniquity shall abound. All right. And we see it here on this earth, here in America, niggas is constantly committing, adultery. All right. Witchcraft. All right. Murders, all right, stealing, all right, and they're not just doing it, they flex it, all right. So this shit, hey, Lord about to do something to this earth, but what's it called? So yeah, understand this, so because all this is going on, all these people, they're sinning, they're loving it. All right, everybody's just indulged here, in America in sin. All right, so guess what? The love of many shall wax cold. So these people, let's get the word cold real quick. Where is it at? Greek word psycho or suko. All right, psycho. All right. So yeah, man, these people are literally going psycho. All right. If you could kill a man on the spot with no hesitation, for him, accidentally bumping you, all right, or you just feel like doing it, hey, you're psycho. That's psycho behavior. All right. So we got to understand the times that we're in. All right. What did Yahushua say? Matthew 5. I don't think it's right here. Let me get this real quick. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So see, we're sheep in the midst of wolves, all right? Especially us, in the, with this truth, all right? The demons, they know who we are, all right? But it says, Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves, all right? And yeah, serpents, they're known for their, basically, they're wise, they're crafty, all right? So guess what? And what else are they doing? They're they watch, all right? They watch, you know, their, you know, their prey, all right? And all these people are really, you know, it's like, damn, lost my train of thought. But ultimately, hey, we're just, you know, constantly being, you know, we're being wise, all right? We're not putting you know, ourselves in situations to where, you know, things can go left, all right? We're not hanging around, you know, niggas and shit, you know? Nigga spots and shit, all right? And we're not, you know, and I'm not saying, you know, to go out there, you know, pick a fight, you know, because somebody looks at you the wrong way, you know? But it's still, you know, I'm just saying, you know, just watch, you know, watch your surroundings. Watch who's around you. Watch how they move, you know? Watch their spirit on them. Because you can see when you know, you can see when it's just a demon, you know, you could just see a demon, you know? You can see when this nigga like, oh, this nigga, you know, he's up to no good, you know? The Lord will let you know, you know? But he'll, you know, the Lord will only let you know if you're watching, you know? Not if you're in La La Land, you know? Here, let's get this. Number 6 and 24. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. And you know, this is you know, anointing, you know. This is something, you know, I say, you know, brothers encourage for us to say, you know, before you know we leave the house. You know, number 6 and 24. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. All right. And matter of fact, Lord willing, I'm gonna do a video on how to say this in Hebrew. All right. You know, it's Yabaraka, Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Ya'ar, Yahweh, Panyawa, Aliyaha, Wayahanka, Yasha'a, Yahweh, Panyawa, Aliyaha, Wayashamaka, Shalom. All right. So, you know, so the Lord can, you know, have his protection out here for you, you know? So he can, you know, have his angels around you, you know? So, you know, so Lord willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, HaKadosh, the honor to the apostle and elders, great millstone. All right, shalom.